Hello.
Hello. Oh wait, we say a line.
We have our intro. Yeah, okay, but before we start, I'm just gonna give a quick little disclaimer. I could not get my mic to work properly, so I am using a different mic. So if I sound weird or if the volumes are a little off, just let us know and I'll fix it as we go. And it might sound very different with this mic, but I ask for understanding and through these trying times. Jesus Christ, like it was fucking pain and suffering while we were trying to get it up. So
you're a warrior, don't worry.
Yes, I do apologize. Amita's a little louder. Okay, let me
really? Okay.
My volume a bit. Hopefully that's not too loud. Am I clipping? Is that okay?
Oh wait,
Too
you're now
loud?
making this the sound now.
Huh?
Now it's the sound again.
Oh, you
but
hear? God damn it.
Only when you talk. Only when you talk.
Why though?
No say, man.
Why? No say indeed. Is the volume audio settings better, chat? Is it like pretty equal? If my mic is shitty, I'm sorry. I really don't know what's going on and why it's happening, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. All right. Time for intro. Do you have it up? Are you ready?
Yes, I already have it right here.
It's been a half a second since we've done this, so you're gonna have to forgive us if our intro is a little rusty.
yeah. Well, I'm so excited to be back. I have missed it, so
yeah, me too. We just both got like pretty busy and stuff, so
exactly.
It is what it is. But we're back now, and hopefully it'll be a little bit more regular again. But we'll see. We'll just be like whenever we can do it. So, all right, let's go. Welcome back to our podcast. I'm your host, Lyra Valkyria.
And I'm your co-host, Mita Osita.
And this is episode 8 of Two
Weeks in a Pod!
Yay!
Yay!
Episode 8. We did have a watch-along episode before. But it wasn't really like a full episode.
Yeah, I wouldn't really count it.
No. Definitely not. I mean, going from that anime... to what we're watching now, there's a couple things we kind of like had a mini watch along today too, didn't we?
Oh right, I was watching an anime that she recommended I watch before the podcast, and I was giving her a live reaction via DMs. Yeah,
I was getting the live tweets, as they would say.
Like, unprompted, I was like, oh god.
Yeah, I just everything she would type, she would like type all these things, and I just write Lamau, and then she would like type 20 things again, and then I would just go Lamau. That was just how it
was
went.
Peak. Yes.
Yeah.
But how should we start this off then?
Yeah, well, I do have our little handy dandy presentation. So if you are not aware, or if you guys are new here, we are a anime podcast, as we mentioned, and today we're going to be talking about spring 2024 anime. So the anime that just came out, that is currently airing this season. I guess it's not just came out. Most of them are approaching like episode 11, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
They're kind of like coming up towards the end of the season right now, as we are transitioning into like summer 2024. Oh, I guess we should have maybe written down the things we're looking forward to in summer 2024.
Oh yeah, we'll just bring up the anime list. It's all good.
Yeah. We'll take a look at it in a bit. But for now, let's talk about spring 2024. What we watched, what we dropped, what we will be continuing to watch, maybe some silly mishaps that happened less than 4 hours ago, and we'll get all through it. Okay, so why don't we start with our very first, let's see what's in the slideshow first. Reincarnated as the 7th prince, so I can take my time perfecting my magical ability. All right, let's start with, how many episodes did you watch?
Okay, I watched 2 and like a quarter.
Okay. I only watched 1 episode.
Oh, okay. Which I don't blame you for.
No, I mean, okay, in all fairness, and we were talking about this for another isekai anime that we're going to be talking about later, but I think my like palette for isekai, like my tolerance for it, as I've watched more and more shit ones, has gotten really low. I did hear this one in particular is good though, and which maybe is part of the problem, because I heard it was really good, so I got like really excited, and I think my expectations were raised for it. And then I think that's why when I watched the first episode, I was like, oh, it's the same old isekai stuff. Like, yay, another isekai.
Yeah. So, what were your overall impressions? That was it for the.
I would say that was it. I think like, okay, as far as shit isekai goes, I think this is on the better end. Like, if I were forced to watch this from episode 1 to 12, I wouldn't hate the time that I'm spending. Like, would I willingly choose to do that? No. But if, like, for example, if Mito Osita came up to me and said, Lior-sama, I really love this anime, I really wanted you to watch it with me, I would be like, okay. And I wouldn't, like, be like, nah, hell no. You know, like, I'd be like, okay, sure, we'll watch the whole thing. And I probably
won't die.
Yeah, and I could find ways with this series probably to convince myself to like it. Like, there are things in it that I could see that I'm like, oh, if I latch onto that, I could see myself convincing myself that I like this series. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not a complete lost cause, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, for episode 1, I thought it was a complete lost cause. It felt so weird. So, like...
Wait, okay, just to recap, the episode 1 ends with the Baphomet stuff. Like, he catches the guy, and he turns him into his familiar, right?
Yes, that's how it ended. Yeah, the first episode. And again, this guy reincarnates into a baby, the 7th prince of a kingdom. But before, he didn't have much like magic, if I recall, like at all.
Right, he was like a commoner or something.
Yeah, something like that. And then now he's like blessed with like the most, like, hello, like what, who, why? We don't know, because like they didn't really show like him talking to like a god or like a higher up, like why this happened, but it happened. And you know, I'm like, okay, normal basic isekai. But what really made me like ick at it was like, okay, so the maids and stuff were all like fawning over him, but I was like, okay, he's like a cutie, like, oh yeah, oh cute.
Yeah.
But then something was afoot. It kind of felt like a little more than just fawning over a cute like baby. It kind of felt like they were in love. I don't know. It kind of felt weird, especially that one main maid. Ugh.
I think like, okay, my roommate and I had a conversation about this, and we were kind of talking just about like how we felt like, you know, a lot of, we actually didn't mind it that much because a lot of isekai like have that sort of premise of like, oh, this guy gets reincarnated, and like you're supposed to believe that everyone's in love with him, but like it's so unbelievable because he's just such a normal guy. But we did feel like it was an interesting concept to make him like young, because then it sort of like makes sense why people are fawning over him, and it didn't really feel as ick to us anyway. We just felt like, oh, they're fawning over him because he's just like a cute little kid. But on the flip side, I don't know if you watched, I think we talked about it on stream, the Fluffy Paradise one. I think that one was weird because in that one, it's like a little girl, right? It's like the opposite. She's like a little girl, and then there's like these older guys that are fawning over her because she's cute. But that one was weird because in her mind, she was very like, oh my god, an Oji-sama, like, oh my god, like, he's so hot, like an ikemen. And I was like, okay, wait, that's weird. Like, at least in this one, I think it's offset by the fact that he doesn't care as much. And he just like, he's kind of just like a kid in a way too, right? Like, he's just like doing his like kid thing. But no, I get it. Like, I could see why that would give you the ick.
Well, more than anything, there were like little cuts of him like up close, and it was kind of like making him like shiny and like him blush, and he's like, but then like a close up on his lips and all the time. And then it'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, oh, it kind of feels weird. Like a little sweat drops. Like, oh. And I was like, oh, I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe it just kind of feels a little weird to me. I don't know.
And it's like they're very leaning into the Oneshota trope, right? So
yeah, I think so. And also, what's another thing? well, I understand that there are a lot of girly like little boys like in anime, but like I cannot like he looks just like a little girl. I don't know.
True.
I don't know. That's I mean it's all right. I'm not against it and everything, but
Right.
I don't know. The vibe was just a little weird. The second episode though, oh, I want to save this. I want to save this. The second episode, I was like one more. Never give up. Never give up.
Right.
Not gonna lie, it's a little bit more comedic. I really like that. There are parts where his face kind of made like a chibi, like funny face. Like, I think it's like a recurring joke. And I like it. I kind of like that. It was really funny. And actually, to the point where I got to episode 3 1/4, just 3 1/4 of it. It's not bad. Like you said, it's not bad. It's consumable and. Will I go out of my way to finish it? No, but if I just happen to like have time and it's like, in front of my face, now I'll watch it.
Right.
Yeah, like it's like a solid 6, so 5, 6.
Yeah, I would give it a 5. I feel like I didn't have any like positive leanings toward it, but I didn't like hate it and I didn't have any negative leanings toward it. I would say it's like a solid 5, like maybe just 5. Okay. It's not like anything crazy, right?
Right, because like I'm not too crazy about the isekai tropes where they're OP and automatically I kind of like to see them kind of like build up. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like them training.
Yeah.
Like maybe they have one OP power, that's cool, but he's like all around OP. So I don't know. It's kind of like not my most fave thing.
Right.
But you know what? It's not bad. It's not bad.
No, I agree. I think like. For a long time, I really liked the OP trope because I really don't like conflict. So watching series where the characters don't have to go through conflict was really refreshing. But I think now in 2024, it's like just been overdone too much that it's not really refreshing anymore. It's actually a little just boring. Like I think when I first watched Reincarnated as a Slime, I was like mind blown. Like, oh my god, he's just like strong out the gate. He like didn't even really have to try. He's just like, that's his shtick. But like what's fun is like the like world around him developing, not necessarily him developing, but the world around him developing. Yeah. But
I love Rimuru.
I mean, I think Slime did it so well, but I think there are just a lot of series that I watch that I'm just like, he's OP. There's no character growth. Like, why am I watching this? Like, what's the point? Like, yeah. Like, where's the conflict?
Where's the excitement? Where's the build-up? Where's that? I wonder what will happen next episode.
Right. Like, you kind of just know that they're gonna destroy everybody. I mean, that being said, for example, Free Ren is an example of a series where she is OP, and I actually quite liked that through the entire thing. And there were trials and tribulations that happened around it, and it was more of like, how does Free Ren, this person who's really good at one thing and OP and magic, operate with this changing role of her becoming more of like a teacher, which she has no idea how to do. So she's like learning how to do that. And she's growing as a character, even though she's not growing as a magician. And I think that's like a really good take on that sort of OP, but here's like their flaw. I feel like a lot of these OP series, they just don't have any flaws. They're like, they're so nice. They're like
they're handsome. They're beautiful.
They're nice. They have no personality flaws. Everybody loves them. They're really good at magic. And
they save
really
everybody.
They're kind to everyone, and they're so like perfect and altruistic. And I'm just like, okay, well, great, but also that's like boring as fuck,
Right. Like it's not really human. Not human enough.
Right. I agree.
Right. I totally agree. So yeah, solid 5 for that. For
5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Easy rating. I mean, I heard a lot of people. I saw some people mention in chat too that they were like, you got to give it a chance. You gotta. Maybe it gets better later. And like I said, I heard it was good, and that's why I ended up watching it in the first place. So definitely, there's potential there. Who knows? Maybe it gets way better later on. But I do think like in the world that we live in. In our very convenient world that we live in, where we have so much anime that we could watch, it's just so hard to convince anybody to be like, no, I promise it gets good at episode 8. You're like, okay, well, like I just don't know if I have 8 episodes worth of time now to spend. I could have watched 8 episodes of like anything else, right? So I do think that argument is, I think back in the ye old days of anime, you could make that argument, But nowadays, I feel like it's it's
a little bit
harder.
rougher.
Yeah.
Harder commitment for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And you just have like so much anime in the world now.
Right. Oh my gosh, so much.
The amount of anime that there is.
So many and manga adaptations, which I'm like grateful for. Like this is like the
Yeah.
childhood dream, but like god dang, chill,
Yeah, it's
wait
just-
for me.
Like there's so much good anime to watch. It's like I don't really know if I want to like risk not liking an anime after 8 episodes anymore, you know? All right.
Yeah.
Next one though, we have Mita's favorite. We have Windbreaker.
Oh my. Oh my gosh, Windbreaker is amazing. Let me just, it's like Tokyo Revengers, what they tried to do, they actually did everything that they needed to do. Sorry. Oh, I love Windbreaker. I'm caught up. Yes.
How many
so
episodes
good.
is that in? 11?
I believe 8. No, am I crazy? 8.
Oh.
It's not
8
far.
is the episode that we're on right now of Two Weebs in a Pod, and you,
Oh
you might be confusing that because we had that
maybe I'm
conversation.
confused. Yeah, because the new episode came out yesterday. I try to remember.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, it's very, very. How far have you watched?
So I've only watched 1 episode of this as well, I believe.
What why?
Yeah,
Why?
I only watched the first episode, and it definitely gave me Tokyo Revengers vibes. But did you not like Tokyo Revenger, or?
I did not.
Oh, I see.
The opening, fire,
Right.
but no, I did not vibe with Tokyo Revengers.
No,
It
I like Tokyo Revengers because I like sad stories. So I like the time traveling shtick that
that's
they
really
had.
cool.
Yeah, and I like the whole like concept of trying to fix something in the past and kind of the human aspects of like reliving trauma and then like realizing that you're powerless against certain things. You know, all of that stuff is like really up my alley. So I really enjoyed Tokyo Revengers. I didn't finish the first season though, so like my opinion is very skewed because I didn't finish it. But Windbreaker definitely had that vibe, and I actually thought it was gonna go a completely different direction than it did. So not in a bad way, just like, oh, okay, that was like interesting. And I think the biggest thing about Windbreaker is that it probably had one of the most beautiful animation of any anime I've seen in a really long time.
It was so nice. Like
top
I
quality.
ate it.
I think something that really impressed me in the first episode was when they had a fight scene. And normally, you know, when you have a fight scene, you have people's like fists and it's just like pa 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 pa, and then like you just see like
still
kind of a
shots
still
and
image, but with like some little effects here and there. That entire fight scene was fully animated. It was like it was to the point where it was almost a little too long. Like it was crazy because it was like watching like a play, like a stage play or something. It didn't feel like an anime. It's not even a movie because there's no cuts. It's like watching a stage play because I get to see every single thing that happens in this fight. Who's involved? Who's throwing a fist? Where they're going after that? Like it was a very that was really incredible. Like just as a cinematic piece, that was like, wow, I've never seen anyone attempt that before especially in like this type of like fist fighting. Like magic stuff, it happens because you can get away with using a lot of effects, but this is like pure fist fighting, right? And it was like every single part was animated. That was really incredible to me, and I thought that was like hats off, you know. I think for some people they might be like, oh, it's a little too long, but I think it was just like the fact that it felt a little too long made it even more incredible because you're like, holy shit, they could have cut this short, but they did not. Like they literally did not pull back punches. Like it was every single punch you saw animated in full.
Right, and you'll be happy to hear that it's not just for the first episode, which I kind of assumed that it was going to be.
Right,
you know how sometimes in the first episode they go all out? But oh my days, they do not let that go. I will tell you, it is very satisfying.
That is cool.
From a fighting anime lover, it's great. It's so great. And also the MC, I'm not gonna lie, I was very like skeptical. I was a little skeptical of this MC, but as you saw in the first episode, his blushing, that does not stop either. It's very, very cute. He's like, you know, Kyo Soma, I keep saying Kyo as a reference, from Fruits Basket, where Tsundere,
yeah.
very walls up and everything.
Right.
But much more soft.
Yeah, no, I felt like even in the first episode, like Rumi-chan and I made that observation where we're like, he actually seems like a good kind of tsundere, like, because there is an extreme like Kyo, where it's like a little too much tsundere, and you're just like, this is just cartoony and silly. But he does have that sort of realistic, like almost less tsundere and more chuni. Like, it's kind of cute, like the way that he kind of interacts with the world.
Right. Oh my gosh, it is so nice. And it's like, comparing it to Tokyo Revengers, Sakura is definitely a very lovable MC. Like, I don't even remember the MC's name from Tokyo Revengers. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember his name. He was not memorable, but I think Sakura is very memorable. Like, and I like his hair too, where it's like black and white. I still don't know the story behind that yet, because I'm trying to be like, anime only, not look at spoilers or topics. Because I'm like, I really want to enjoy this. It's really great. But yeah, I'm really interested. I'm not gonna like spoil much because I need you, please. Just like watch two more.
No, I definitely will, because it's really up Rumi-chan's alley. She really likes this type of anime, and the characters are very much her style. So I think we'll definitely continue watching it. It's more of just like when we have time. I really like the designs of some of the characters, like the guy with the eye patch right there. I really like his design a lot. So I'm excited to see more.
That's a very good point. The designs are very nice and unique. Like, it's not like, oh, that just looks like Naruto or, whatever.
Although I will say that I thought it was interesting that they were like, oh, like, I, like that he was like, at first I liked it when they were like, oh, I got bullied for like having half white hair and my eyeball is like different. And so everyone thought that I was a weirdo and I got bullied for that. I thought that was like, oh, that's an interesting concept. But then you meet other characters with white hair or with pink hair, and you're like, okay, what? They're not getting bullied? Like, why is he getting... I mean, unless they address that later in the series, but I also thought that was, like, an interesting point that they're gonna have to tackle.
Right. I mean, from the first episode, you know that he's coming to this town for the first time, right?
Right.
So, I mean, that's my assumption, is that, maybe it's not really important there from the first episode only.
Sure.
And of course, you'll see more of that topic later on and stuff. Like, not really spoken about, but you can see throughout, the scene. So yeah, so I really hope you enjoy it, because I enjoy it. I enjoy it so much as a solid 9.
Wow, big praises.
I'm trying not to say 10 anymore, because I learned with what's called
Zom 100 or
100. Zom 100 immediately like checked down to 6. I was so mad. I literally flipped my keyboard. I was mad. But yes, I just know Windbreaker has more potential than you can imagine. I feel like it.
I would say that from the first episode anyway, I would give it a solid 7.
Okay, for first episode, that's not bad.
For one episode, I think it's not a bad score to have. I think if you get a really high score from just one episode, it's really rare. I think the only few anime I could think of that have done that are like Free Ren and Oshinoko had an excellent first episode, like just one of the best first episodes of anime of all time. But that was also like an hour and a half episode, so that doesn't really like count,
Right.
Yeah, basically 3 episodes in one.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Oh, gosh. But yeah, Windbreaker, I will be watching it every week. I have been watching it every week.
Right. Yeah, I will definitely continue it. It's not like, because I think my standard right now is Free Ren, and I thought Free Ren was just so good. But for me, Free Ren was like, I have to watch it each week or I will get spoiled and I will be actually really upset. So like, it was like, I must watch it. Windbreaker, I don't feel that like I must watch it yet, but maybe, I need to get hooked a little bit more into more episodes. So we'll give it some episodes. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Pretty solid. Yeah.
All right. Next one, we got Go Loser Ranger.
Oh my days. Now
I'm curious to hear what you have to say about it, because I'm sure many of the listeners / watchers can kind of infer how I feel about it, because I am a huge Sentai fan from the get-go. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on it first.
Yeah, so I own the first volume of this manga for a while. I owned it for a while because it was the creator of the quintuplets fudge.
Wait,
And
really?
Yeah.
I
It's the
didn't know
creator.
that.
Yeah, the quintessential quintuplets creator.
No way. That's
so I was-
crazy. I had no idea. What a genre shift, dude. It's like a
No, for
180.
real. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the manga of the
Quintuplets?
the quintuplets.
Yeah,
Even
yeah, me
though
too.
the rare parts where I'm like ripping my hair out, it was
Sure.
pretty solid, and the art style was pretty solid too.
Yeah, I agree.
I hope to God I'm not confusing it with something else. It is. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But well, I think the anime did it justice from what I read in the manga. It covers about for the first 2 episodes that is out. It is like halfway through the first volume.
Oh.
Yeah. There were like tiny minor differences, but like I didn't like think much about it. But oh my gosh, I adore this. I feel like I'm so hyped because the thing is that from when I first read it, I was thinking like, whoa, this is kind of like a different perspective altogether.
Right.
Like it's like what's it called, the goons, like the
Right.
yeah right
The bad guys.
yeah, like the grunts,
Yeah.
perspective, and I was like, that's crazy. And the red, what is it called? Red, not fighter.
Like the Red Ranger guy.
Yeah, the Red Ranger guy. I forgot what they call it in
Yeah,
this
I
one.
forgot
It's
what
like
they call it,
Dragon
too.
Taker.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. I don't remember. But I was I'm reminded of Kill la Kill's. Not Kill la Kill. Fudge. It was something got kill.
Oh,
You know what?
Akane got killed?
Yeah. There was a girl in there who like preached about justice all the time, and that reminded me of the Red Ranger a lot, where he has his own sense of justice and only sees his way.
Right.
And I hated that so much. It like triggered me. I'm like, I'm gonna kill this man.
No, that's like one of my favorite tropes.
Oh my. It's so funny. But Fighter D, his voice actor being Kobayashi Yusuke was a really good choice. Really good choice. For those who don't know, it's like Subaru from ReZero, Senku. I forgot how to say his name. Wow, it's been a hot minute. From Dr. Stone. And it's really funny. I talked about this before, but I had met him and I signed a picture with him and took a picture.
Oh.
Yeah, with him, and oh my gosh, and I will never show the photo though.
I want to see.
I probably should send it to you. But I'm like in Hinata from Haikyuu
Cosplay?
And he told me he in Japanese he was like, like Hinata ski, like he likes Haikyuu, he likes Haikyuu. I'm like, and I was so awkward. I said Daisuki.
That's not awkward. It's normal.
No, you should have seen his face. His face was like, thank you. And I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna kill myself. But he's super sweet. But yeah, it was a really great voice matchup for there. The OP. Hello, the kids are singing along. I was hyped up. That was so good. It was like it was so fun.
The ending is like really where it's at. I feel like
I love the ending too, though. Like
even though so good.
Yeah, the dancing.
The dancing. It's so good. Because it's like also like a very Sentai thing to happen. Like every Super Sentai usually has a dance at the end. And so like, yeah, the fact that they kind of incorporate a little bit of that was like kind of an homage to that. But obviously in like kind of a silly way. So I really like that a lot.
Yeah, and again, going back to the opening, I like how other than the kids singing, you did see the kid doodles of like fighters, like Fighter D and everything surrounding him.
Yeah.
That was so cute. Like I could, and like very symbolic and throughout the whole opening. I was like watching carefully, like, oh my god, that is so dope. Like he's trying to escape his fate. Like that hand in the beginning that's controlling him, like the puppet. Right. That was dope. That was so dope. I'm not gonna lie, that was a really amazing OP. Like I will never skip that OP. I love it. Mwah! And yeah, I would say this is one of the top 3 anime of the season that I have watched. Oh, for sure. Like
the animation quality too is so good.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah.
The manga art is like very nice, but the anime did it justice. I say oh my gosh, so good. What else was I gonna say? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this series. I always wanted to get into like Sentai like genres in general.
Right.
Right. I haven't gotten the chance to, but I was so excited.
How many episodes did you watch again? You said
all the 2 episodes that are out. All of them.
Wait, there's more than 2 out, isn't there?
Huh? I'm on Hulu.
Right.
It only has 2 episodes.
No way.
I
also watched it on Hulu.
What?
I feel like I watched like 6 episodes.
Wait, let me tell you real quick. On Hulu, the Red Ranger said commercial break, and it went straight to commercial break. I laughed. I thought it was really funny.
There's 10 episodes out right now.
Hulu said there's only 2. It recommended me a different.
I see 10 episodes.
You know what?
2 of them haven't been subbed yet, so it's only up to episode 8 technically, but there's 10 out right now.
Wait, you mean 10 dubbed?
I don't know if it's dubbed, but yeah, you can watch 10, and then there's 8 subs.
What? I'm like, I have a headache right now. What? No, because like, you know, when you're at the end of a series on Hulu, it'll tell like recommend a different series at the end. That's what it did for me. I was like, oh, there's only 2 episodes out right now. That's like, I'll watch it when it comes out next week. I'm gonna jump. That's great.
No, I watched up to episode 5. I'm reading the premises, and I don't think I watched 6 yet, but I watched up to episode 5.
That hurts so much. I was enjoying it so, oh my gosh, so
You
much.
have to watch, okay, because I was like, wait, you've only watched 2 episodes? Like, it's actually so good. I heard somebody in my chat tell me before, though, that apparently there's something in the manga that happens. I don't know what it is and when it happens, but they were saying that there's something in the manga that everyone did not like, but they fixed it or made it better in the anime, or like they smoothed it out. Either they like explained it better or they edited it out completely. I don't know what they did, but apparently there was something in the anime that they fixed from the manga version, so I was happy to hear that. But in general, yeah, I'm at episode, I think I just finished episode 5, and pretty exciting. I really like the pacing of it. I think it's been fun. You know, one of my favorite character tropes, like I was mentioning earlier, is kind of like people with their own sense of justice and having twisted senses of justice, and I like that how every character in this series is kind of trying to do their own like right thing, when some of them feel like they're good but they're actually evil, and some of them feel like evil when they're actually good. I just love all the dynamics there, and yeah, I'm really excited to finish this series all the way through. It's definitely gonna be one of the ones, now that I'm home, for me to watch weekly too.
Religiously, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna be me. This is one of the top 3 for sure. I love it. This is solid.
I feel like their use of 3D was also really good, because some anime, especially nowadays, I feel like it's almost impossible to completely avoid 3D, but I feel like they did a really good job with a lot of the CGI scenes, and the animation is just superb. It's just so good. But yeah, the biggest downside is that it's on fucking Hulu, and I have to watch.
Right.
Even though we pay for it, we get ads and shit. So it's
it's kind of like, bruh. And like when I rewind to like rewatch a part, like, wait, what just happened? It goes like, Tide Pods. I'm like, stop! I just
I know, like, I haven't seen ads in so long, but like it's like the first time I'm watching ads again. There's like certain ads that I actually do like. I enjoy certain parts of having ads. Just not this frequently, I guess. But I like being able to have an excuse to like get up or go to the bathroom or whatever it is. Yeah, so I actually don't mind the ads usually, but Hulu has a lot of them.
If I had to hear about Inside Out 2 one more time, I'm gonna lose my brain.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's a solid 8 for me for sure. Again, the author known for making some good stuff, so I have a lot of faith in the series.
Yeah, I would say it's an 8 for me as well. I think it's, like I said, Free Run would probably be like a 9 to 10-ish, but I would say this is close to like an 8, between an 8 and a 9, but I will say 8 for now. I feel like that might be okay. I might have given it a 9 if I only watched one episode, ironically, because I really liked the first episode. But I didn't love the 5th episode that I watched. I don't like the other alien girl. I felt like that whole bit was really weird. But I don't know. Maybe they'll make it better later. It just felt like a random fan service character, which just didn't, which I don't mind usually. It just doesn't fit this particular scenario or world. So it just felt a little weird, personally. Maybe other people liked it though. You know, just me thing.
Maybe I'll like it too. We'll see.
Yeah, who knows? All right, next one though is Kaiju number 8. I know I'm covering it a little bit. Oh my god.
I watched like one episode in like 5 minutes of it. One episode, 5 minutes of it. I'm devastated that I didn't watch more before the stream. Don't shake your head. Oh my gosh. I am in love with this man. I am in love.
Of course
oh my
you
god.
are.
He's so fine.
He's like a DILF. Like, it's your favorite. He's like, I mean, he doesn't have a child, but he's like older. And he's muscular. And...
Cut them on. Okay, he just happens to be. He happens to be very lovable. Yeah.
He's
no,
goofy.
actually, yeah. Oh my gosh, but it's really cool because it takes a take on, you know, the opposite side of fighting kaijus. I love kaijus. I love Godzilla. I love kaijus. Which is the cleanup part of it.
Right.
And I was like, what? And then, of course, since I just started 5 minutes into the second episode, I see what happens, where I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say? I forgot if that's what we do.
I think it's okay because it's like 11 episodes in, so it's not like a huge spoiler. And it's also the first it happens at the end of the first episode. So.
Oh, that's true. So yeah, a freaking kaiju goes, he goes, you know, first before that it goes, found you, and goes right into his mouth. That was the way I choked when I saw that happen. I was so devastated. I'm like, not my man.
Not your man.
Not my man.
It's over before it could even begin.
My poor baby. But then, I'm not gonna lie, his kaiju appearance, I don't know what's happening. I just where I stopped basically. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. He's very cool.
No.
You not see his abs? Like, am I crazy? You not see the abs?
Oh my god, I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not a monster.
So
I'm not a monster fricker, so I don't know, you know.
No. I'm not.
Yeah.
They're not my type either. I'm just saying that.
Sure.
Hey, no, cut the VOD. I just think it looks particularly very cool.
Yep. Sure.
That's
my experience with Kaiju number 8 is I did watch the anime. I watched the first episode, but I actually read the manga a couple of years back, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah,
or
the manga's
so.
been out for a while.
It has been out for a while, and I got to, like, it's not where you are in the anime yet, but probably like quite a bit further into the anime. I didn't read that much though, but personally, I think, like, I don't want to like spoil it too much. I'm gonna say it broadly, and it's gonna be a little bit of a spoiler, but I think it's okay because it doesn't actually spoil any like story points. But like,
okay, that's fine.
As you can imagine, what's gonna happen is he's gonna still try out to be a kaiju fighter, but the whole thing is gonna be like, oh, now he's like really strong and a kaiju, and he's gonna like control his powers, but be able to get through the exam because now he's like has these powers. But I really felt like, I get that he's like old and he hasn't trained in a long time. He gave up on this dream a long time ago, but I did feel like there was like a part of like the journey and what made this interesting less like that. And maybe they tackle this later when it's like, oh, I've been trying my entire life to become like a firefighter essentially, right? Like, I want to be a fighter, so I'm gonna like train, and then halfway through you give up. But then one day you get special powers, you become Superman, and then you've passed the firefighter test. That just doesn't really feel
like accomplishment.
Like an accomplishment. Right. Like, it's not that he doesn't deserve it or anything. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But it's just like, I can't really celebrate it as much, I guess. And it just feels like, oh, yeah, I guess he's just really strong now. That's cool, I suppose. And I especially for me, like, coming from like magical girls or Sentai, where a lot of the times that it's like oh, I really want to save this person and like do this thing, and therefore I receive these powers. Whereas his was almost like this is my dream, but like he, at this point, he doesn't really like, you know, care that much. And so, I don't know, it was it felt a little bit like I didn't really like that vibe. And yeah, and it does throughout the entire premise of cleaning after kaiju battles, which is the entire thing that I thought was interesting about this series. Like, that's like the only thing that I thought was interesting. And then it's like, okay, well, now it's just like any other, it's like the firefighter anime, or it's like Shingeki no Kyojin, or it can be like any other thing, right? And it just felt a little bit less exciting to me, so that's kind of where I fell off of it. And I'm not saying that it's a bad series, it's just like, I think
the vibe changed for real.
The vibe changed, and also, like I said, there's just so much shit to read and watch out there now that if it feels even remotely repetitive for me, I usually just won't read it or watch it, right? Just that's like a personal thing, right? So
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
man.
But I don't know, maybe it gets like way better after that. I only like got to the point where he like got put into squad and all that stuff, but like I didn't really get far beyond that.
Gotcha. I'm really curious. I'm gonna down that. I went down that anime like watch it like crazy. So I'm gonna see.
Well, for you, your thirst drives you, so that's a little bit different.
Hey, cut the fuck out.
You know, I think that's a complete valid, absolutely valid way to approach a series, and there's no hate or discrimination for for being fueled purely by thirst. I think you should not be ashamed of.
It's not something not something bad like that. No, it is a super appreciation of a well-written character.
Right.
Yes.
That just happens to have muscles.
Yeah. But also, you know what's funny is that I ended up like falling for the guys with that apple bunny like eyebrow style. You know, where
like where it's kind of like a check mark almost.
Yeah, like Taiga from Kuroko no Basket, Rengoku from Demon Slayer. Maybe
you just like guys with funny eyebrows.
I think so. I'm not gonna lie, mate.
I'm like. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's something wrong.
There's nothing wrong with that. If you like the funny, bushy eyebrows, then
I don't know.
I mean, maybe it's like a thing because you also like facial hair.
Okay. Well, yes, I like beards.
You like facial hair. Yeah, so it's like. Maybe it's similar. It's like, okay, no one is allowed to make fun of Mita because all of you guys might like, if you guys like a girl with any sort of trait like big tits or small tits or big booty or small boot, whatever. If you like any of those things, it's the same thing. Mita just likes muscles and facial hair, so it's okay.
Thank you, senpai. Thank you for standing up for me. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no one's allowed to say shit unless they have no kind of preferences, okay?
Thank you for standing up for me. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, it's normal. It's normal.
Absolutely. But just don't deny it, Mita.
Shut up. No comment. But
right, what are you giving Kaiju number 8?
I so far with an episode and a quarter.
Yeah.
I say it's a solid 8. I'm really enjoying it.
8 for Kaiju number 8.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you're right. And another thing is that that it kind of reminds me of Tiger and Bunny a little bit. And I'm a big Tiger and Bunny fan. And as you can guess which one of them is my favorite.
Actually, I never watched Tiger and Bunny. That was like one of the series that I really wanted to watch, but it was during a period where I wasn't watching a lot of anime like that. I know. And it's like a Sentai series too, so I've been really it's on my list of things to watch that I never watched in the past.
I don't talk to me. You can't talk to me anymore. you don't have an opinion on kaiju.
What does it have to do with kaiju? It's literally completely separate.
Literally, if you haven't watched Tiger and Bunny, you don't know what peak is.
Oh my god. All right, well, time for us to just watch Tiger and Bunny together.
Yes! yes. I love Tiger and Bunny.
Yeah, 8 for Kaiju No. For me, I guess I would give it, I don't know. I don't want to give it a grade because I already read the manga. I think it's unfair for me because I have like a little bit more of a biased perspective. I will say the animation was amazing as well on this one, just incredible. It felt like a movie. Most of the first episode anyway was incredibly just so well animated. So very incredible.
I mean, I'm sorry to quickly ask. The art style reminds me of like Naruto, like later Shippuden episodes, like Studio Paradise. Is that the same studio?
That I'm not sure.
Or maybe it's just a coincidence because like I was like just like watching a little bit right before streaming. I'm like I just thought about it. I'm like it kind of looks like the latest episodes and Boruto basically because Boruto.
Oh well, I haven't seen Boruto, so I'm not sure.
And, yeah, again like it's not my fave. But Kaiji does it okay. It's alright. Yeah.
All right.
What's
next
one? I'm scared. What?
The next one is Priri. Yay.
Priri. Oh my god. Priri Daisuki.
Priri Daisuki.
P-P-Y. Period.
P-P-Y. Period. For those who are not familiar, to give a very quick, brief introduction of Priri, because it is not one of the like normal series that people watch, I would say. Priri kind of, I would say, falls close to the category of Precure. It's an idol series. It's very much like it's the same franchise as Prepara, if you've ever seen any of the Prepara series. It also is very similar to Aikatsu, if you've seen Aikatsu, which is one of my favorite shows ever. And now that Aikatsu's dead, I am kind of trying to move on and go into Prepara, but I've never really watched Prepara seriously. So when I saw Priri, I loved the main character designs so much for Priri.
So cute.
They're so cute. So I was like, okay, I have to watch this season, and I'll just watch it by season, and eventually I'll catch up to the other Preparas as well. But so this is the one that I messaged Mita about it before, and I was like, before the stream, I was like, can you please watch episode 1 before we stream today, because I really want to like talk to you about it. But I was like, oh, like I know it's not something you normally would watch, but I'd appreciate if you watched it. And this is the one that she gave me a live reaction on, so I'd like to hear your thoughts on it first, even though I already know your thoughts, but for the listeners at home.
Right. So I was like, all right, bet I have time. So when I first like came into the anime, I was like, let me tell Lyra about how I feel one by one, because I feel like she really recommended it. You know, the way you wanted me to watch it, I was like, heck yeah. So I was glued to my seat, eyes at the desktop, and let me tell you, this anime is so good. So from the beginning, the main character.
Wait, and before we get into it, Mita, this is like your first time watching this type of idol-ish series, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Like you've never seen Aikatsu or Prepara before.
Like I dipped my toes in them, but I wouldn't like describe it as watching them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so like really glued to my seat, really like fully watching it and appreciating it. This was my first one, I would say. Yes, most definitely.
Okay.
And as you know, I adore shonen. I love fighting. And so cutesy anime or idol or anything like that usually doesn't really fall into my hands right away.
Right.
So, you know, a part of me did have that. Still like, okay, we'll see. But I have an open mind about it. But I was like, wow, let me tell you. So first thing I see, let me pull up my Discord for some notes. Actually,
for your live reation to the viewing of this.
I mean, it would help with notes. I'm not gonna lie.
That's true.
I was losing my marbles.
She was losing her mind. So like, again, if you're not familiar with this type of series, basically what happens is like usually the girls go to a school and then there's like some kind of idol thing that you can do. And usually to become an idol, you either have to do like an audition, or depending on the type of school, you might just become an idol for being at the school. And they usually have this really fancy system, and it looks like you're going through like, it's like a virtual thing where you become digitized and you look slightly different than what you do look like in real life, and you look like cuter and your hair gets longer and like you have these like cool clothes, and usually there's like multiple brands and stuff like that all have different styles of clothes for the characters as well. And in a lot of these series they collect like outfit pieces, or there's usually like some kind of competition and whatnot that they have to go through. So yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely was not familiar with like
it's a kids show, by the way. That's just to clarify, 100%.
Yeah.
You have to go knowing in that this is a children's program. It's not meant for like adults to be watching.
Yeah, she reminded me like I think halfway or near the end that it was one, and I forgot. So seriously.
You took it way too seriously.
I totally forgot. I'm like, my bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, the beginning, the single was really cute. I was like, ah, and immediately I was like, is that Amoria Sunbei? The main character is literally Amoria Sunbei.
She's not only
pigtails.
Amoria in appearance, but she literally is Amoria like personality wise. So if you are a moron, if you're an Amoria stan, then I would suggest watching it so you can get a peek into Amoria's mind. Into her life.
Like, I was like, when she said that it was like Moria Sunbei, I was like, oh, okay, like, must be like just the design so far. But going further into the episode, I was like, this is her, yeah. Like you said, but oh my gosh, I think again, I was so serious because I didn't think about it as a kid's show. I was like, please, why is her friend so sus? Because her friend was like, sweating and being like nervous at times in the beginning of the episode.
Right.
I'm like, please, it's obvious, like she has a secret. Come on. And then I said. Mitsuki is probably one of them prees.
One of them prees. I was like, why you gotta say it like that?
She's a pre, isn't she? Oh my gosh. But later on in the episode, a lot of goofy stuff started happening. I'm not gonna go through my whole reaction because that'll take all day.
Yeah.
But what was funny was that she had a speech in front of her class, and she started rambling about some frogs. I'm like, what the freak is going on? Like,
it was like the worst
okay?
speech ever, and at the end, like she get like a standing ovation, and all the
They're
students
like,
are like, they're like, whoa, yeah, that's the class prez or whatever she was. And they're like, yeah, she's awesome, and like she was literally like stumbling through it the entire time, and even when she like came to, she was like, I just want to make 100 friends, and you're like, okay.
Like, all right, pal, pack it up, pack it up.
Yeah, pack it up.
Yeah, but everyone's like, you can do it. Yeah. And I was like, all right. But she's like, yeah, I did that. I'm like, okay, girl, you did not eat that, but all right. But it's so funny because later on after that, there's other girls in the classroom. This one girl
I thought you were gonna talk about when she fell over and you were
fixated
on that part.
I said that part yet.
You can tell them the whole episode, Mina.
No, it's just like the big points where I'm like, bro, listen. Like these random people were like coming up to her best friend and like, oh my god, you're like just like the idol, like Mi-chan. I'm like, it's literally her, and other people are seeing it. Stop! It's so embarrassing. And her best friend does not even realize this. I'm like, again, at this point, I'm not taking it as a kids show. I'm sorry. The teacher.
Basically, it's like VTubers. They're basically VTubers. So like they have like a virtual version and like their in real life version, but it's like a slightly enhanced version of themselves. So it like, they look very much the same, just slightly different, like with a little bit more makeup and stuff. So yeah, but it was funny because they'd be like, oh my god, you look exactly like Mi-chan, and her friend would be like, no, there's no way, she's not Mi-chan, but like she definitely is Mi-chan. And it's even worse because her name is like Mitsuki or something, and like it's like the first letter of her name.
It's so
it's like if Mita came out and had like an alternate thing called Mi-chan, and then I was like, no, it's not Mita, you're so wrong. They didn't even change her voice or anything.
Just fudge. Nah.
Yeah. Nah. She likes muscles. Oh, coincidence.
Oh my gosh, it's too funny. But cut later to the part where Senpai was just talking about. Oh my gosh, so she's in the middle of the woods trying to find this like random kid that just kind of popped out of nowhere, just disappeared, whatever. And she says it's a mansion in the middle of the forest. I'm like, what the freak is that doing there? And again, we're on school grounds still. I'm like, what's going on? And the door's open. She like peeks inside, but she doesn't go inside. She like peeks a little bit. She's like, oh, what's that? And like, she's like, she sees something on the table. It's like a wristwatch. It's like glowing a little bit. It's really pretty, whatever. She's like, ooh. But she leans a little bit too forward. And you know, any normal person would like stumble a little bit, like, oh, that was close, whatever. But you know what she does? You know what this girl does? Is she okay? I don't think so, because what she does is she flips, does a 360 in the air, whale flips onto the table, onto her back, and slams it so hard, her arm slams the table, boom, and right into the wristwatch where it conveniently clasps around her wrist.
Maybe it's like a slap bracelet, you know?
Joking.
Like one of those like slap bracelets. That's what it is. It's like she like touched it and it activated the slap mechanic, and then it just like foiled around her wrist.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that would have been cool. Like, fine, that's dandy. But the way she flopped and slammed that table, it didn't have to be that extra. Like,
I don't know.
Airborne.
Mita keeps talking about how extra it was, but I was like, literally, you would do that. Literally, it's something you would. I can imagine you literally doing that. I was like, of all people that I can imagine doing that, it would be you. So like, I don't know.
Listen here, Buster. I would
now
not
that I've seen the videos, you're not beating any allegations. I'm just telling you right now.
Oh, right, you did.
And now that I've seen all the videos, you're not beating any allegations.
I would like to plead the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 10th. Thank you.
I saw a bunch of videos of Mita in Korea like yesterday, and it was...
my god. Please do me justice.
There was this one where Mita's like in the restaurant and she just has like a pile of like 70 napkins next to her.
Stop. What I did, I collected napkins and somebody confirmed, or it was Echo, I don't remember. Somebody or Echo confirmed, like, yeah, it was other napkins, but yeah, I guess I don't reuse napkins that are dirty already. Like, it's kind of nasty. I don't know.
I also saw, I don't know, I'm cutting you off right now. I also saw this video of Mita opening a blind box and then getting the OnStars character she wanted and also the Conan character she wanted. And her actual, like, physical reaction, like, you guys wouldn't believe.
No, that's so cringe.
It was cute. It was hilarious. She like literally like started dancing. Like it was like I've never seen anyone do that before. She started like doing like a whole. She started doing the whole ass hokey pokey. Like I don't.
I'm dying. I'm so embarrassed. Okay, please no more.
Who needs writers for being universe when they can just adapt these videos? Like literally.
Oh god.
Mita is like a cartoon character in real life. So like a character tripping and doing a 360 in the air and flopping onto the table and having a bracelet attached to their wrist is literally the most Mita thing that could potentially happen to a character. I just want you all to know that.
Bro, you know what? I will have to speak to my lawyer later because this is what's it called? Defamation.
Oh, defamation. Yeah, good luck with that.
Oh my god. Oh gosh. But you know what? You slay because
all right.
that wasn't even. Yeah. Oh.
No. Go for it.
Oh, and the last thing I wanted to say, last thing is that when she transformed, I'm not gonna lie, I was a hater. I was like, what is this outfit? That's yucky. I was like, what the freak? But then I paused for 2 seconds. I was like, wait, hold up, wait a minute, rewind. That outfit, she ate that up. I'm not gonna lie. She ate that outfit up. And when she was singing, she owned it. I was like, I'm so sorry for all that I have said in 2 seconds, but you actually are the it girl. Like, ITGIRL. Like, I was impressed.
POPPY.
Yeah, POPPY, period. Oh my god, her song was really funny and cute. She was spelling out Poppy, P-O-P, and then Leora Senpai DM'd P-O-O-P. That was something stupid, but it was so funny to me. I was losing my marbles. I was like, that was a good one. But yeah, I really enjoyed this anime a lot more than the Sky Precure one.
Right. I thought that was really surprisring for me that you said that.
Yeah, I wasn't a really big fan of it quite. I think it's because of the character design. I think I can't get past her outfit. Maybe that was it.
Really?
I don't know. It's something tiny, but it's kind of made me like, yeah, I'll continue soon. But yeah, I'm definitely continue. I'm gonna continue because it was really, really fun. And again, I think it's more fun taking it seriously as an adult show, since that's what I was doing in the first place, and not as a kids show.
Right.
It was so funny.
Because, I mean, it is really goofy. It is definitely more goofy than, like, Precure or anything. They had a lot of, like, those scenes where they're just, like, chibis and, like, out of nowhere. And they're... Yeah. It felt very, like, old school anime, but, you know, in a weird way, too.
So I think that's why I kind of... addicted it more. I think it's the comedy aspect that you said.
Yeah, and I think like with any of these kind of idol shows, what's really nice about it is that there's usually very minimal conflict. It's a lot of just like fun, silly, happy-go-lucky, you know, feel good type things. So they're always like a joy to watch personally.
Yeah.
So.
Again, we'll see. I have high hopes, but I'm not really crazy about slice of life by itself. Like standing by itself. But you know what? It has that power. It has the magical girl stuff. It has all that jazz, the idol.
Right.
I think it's gonna be really good. I think.
Yeah. So. Well, I'm curious to see how you like it as you continue on. So.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like I would like so cosplay the main girls. Like
outfits.
Yeah. So cute.
No, we were actually also just hounding Amoria to watch the series. So I'm also curious to see if Amoria will watch it and how she likes it as well.
Oh my god, no. Excuse me, not me. Amoria is somebody needs to cosplay her. That's literally her. It's
literally her. Well, you can just cosplay the other girl, Michan. You can be Michan.
No, I don't want to be Michan.
You're literally Michan.
I want to be the sleigh principal. You know, I said
the fucking principal, the Victorian.
Victorian, as a period. People by period.
Well, yeah, I highly recommend checking out iPre if you guys like this sort of, you know, more idol-y, happy-go-lucky kids show type stuff. It's a good change of pace than what you would typically see. And I think sometimes I prefer these idol shows to Precure only because Precure can get a little like too cut and dry because every episode's basically the same. iPre or like Prepara or Aikatsu tend to they always end with a performance song, but in general, like they still have like a different plot throughout each episode, which I appreciate and enjoy. All right, what's your numerical rating?
Again, I just began, but I am enjoying it a lot. I would say a solid 7.5.
Yeah, I think I would give it like a 6 or 7. I think probably 7 if we're going like more subjective, and then probably you know, it wasn't like the best first episode that I've ever seen, but it also like was really entertaining and I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is Tadaima Okaeri, and for those who don't know, this is a BL series, and it is also an Omegaverse series. So there's Mpreg. As you can see, there are couples, and they have children biologically.
So it's funny because I have a whole note section in my notes. I have questions for you, Senpai, because I didn't quite understand some things. And again, I hashtag ally, but it was too slice of lifey for me. I think it was just a little bit.
I agree. Like I was really looking forward to the show because I heard it was gonna be an Omegaverse, but like slice of life and wholesome, and kind of more like touching up on the like human aspects of Omegaverse versus like the sexual aspects that usually Omegaverse touches on. So I was really looking forward to this, and Ruby-chan and I were both like, oh my gosh, it's like BL, but it's like gonna be more wholesome. We're like really into that, like let's see how it is. And I think both of us were severely disappointed by it. I think it's a little too fluffy. There's like no conflict whatsoever, which understandable, but also like what is the driving force then? Like why are we here? Like what's going on? And I felt like a lot of the moments was like the show trying to convince you that the two men were in love with each other, which I'm like, you don't have to convince me of that. I already believe because you've told me from the beginning that they're married and they have a child together. I'm gonna default believe that the two men are in love with each other. But it just felt like it was force feeding, like, by the way, did you know that these two guys really love each other? And I was like, okay, yeah, well, I knew that. But now that you're force feeding it to me, now it makes me suspicious. Now it makes me not believe it because, you know, like with anything, it's like, if you start like going too hard to try to prove something to me when I already believed it in the first place, it makes me think you're overcompensating, right?
Yeah.
Like I think I talked about this on stream recently, but it's like if I went up to you and I was like, I like the color blue, and you're like, oh, okay, cool, you like the color blue. And I'm like, no, you Mita, you don't understand. I really like the color blue. Like I like the color blue so much that everything that I own is blue. I always try to pick the bluest item that I could get. Like, you know, and then at that point you're just like,
me as a kid.
But like you kind of get to the point where you're like, okay, wait, do you actually like the color blue, or are you just like, because you're trying so hard to convince me, right?
Right.
When I just believed you when you first said it. It's not like I ever doubted that you liked that color, but I think it had that vibe of like trying to
show through actions, right?
Yeah.
Show through like, yeah. I have a couple questions before we continue, so it may help.
Okay.
So I need a clarification on what a heat is, because
stop. No, you're not.
I had 3 genuine questions. I'm sorry. I thought that was when I thought it was like the equivalent of a girl having a period, where it's like once a month, and like basically, but for them, it's like they want to have a baby. Is that it?
It's like an animal thing. So like, have you ever had a dog growing up?
Dog?
Have you ever had a dog in the house growing up?
Yeah.
So like when a dog goes into heat, and if your dogs are fixed, if your dogs are fixed, they're not really gonna do this. But if their dogs are not fixed, so they still have like their reproductive stuff, then they go into heat whenever they go into heat. So sometimes it's like per season, sometimes it's like every couple months, sometimes it's really often. It just depends. But like basically that means that they want to have sexy time. They're it's not that they want to get like, I guess it is the innate desire to reproduce, but basically they just get horny, essentially. Like literally. They just want to have sex. So usually this means in the Omegaverse, if an Omega goes into heat, usually alphas don't go into heat, because a lot of times in Omegaverse, they make the alphas kind of more like prim and proper. So usually the Omegas are the ones that go into heat. What happens is that the Omegas give off a certain pheromone. Usually it's like, you can't like physically smell it, but like, you know, it's like a pheromone, right? You know how pheromones work, right? They give off a pheromone that really, really, really strongly that makes the alphas want to have sex with them.
And how long does it last usually?
I think it just depends on the Omegaverse. So like obviously certain Omegaverses have like different rules, but I would say that like most Omegaverses, it's because, okay, you have to remember Omegaverses started in porn, right? Like the origin of Omegaverse is like fan fiction, and like not just like normal fan fiction, like sexy fan fiction, right? So the whole point of the Omegaverse is to give characters a reason to, first of all, have sex, and then 2, to allow for mpreg, for male pregnancy, because that's a lot of times when there's like 2 males, a lot of writers will fantasize about them having children. So that's like part of the reason why they do this. Is a very educational stream, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh. I'm like listening. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, so like basically a lot of times in stuff that I've seen anyway, the heat doesn't go away until they've had sex. But again, the rule could be different for every series or every universe.
Because it was very interesting in this one, the husband, who is an alpha, was unsure what to do. He kept saying like he doesn't know what to do because he's not one, and basically left him alone in his bedroom, and basically it looked like he just had a bad cold, and he was just like in bed, and like he looked like he was dying almost, like he was just like sick. And I'm like, that's like, this is a cold. So that's what I'm confused about.
I see. No, yeah, I mean every series depicts it slightly differently, and then most series also have something called suppressants, which are medicine. So you can think about it kind of like birth control or something that women take. So omegas will take suppressants, which prevent them from going into heat. So that's like another very common Omegaverse term. So if you ever hear anybody like joking about suppressants, it's because they're making a reference to Omegaverse.
Oh, because like in the anime, it didn't work, and so they had to take a shot.
Right.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I have more questions. I'm so
okay.
sorry. I didn't mean to like make this into a podcast learning.
Turn into Omegaverse learning stream. No, educational.
Yeah. So I glanced at chat for 2 seconds this whole stream and I see pregnant men. Okay, sorry. But I thought alpha and omegas are usually paired. Like, oh, like you're my omega, like whatever. But in this anime, they said that like, oh no, alphas stay with alphas and omegas stay with omegas. So I don't understand that.
I think that also just depends on the world building. So it just really depends on. Oh no, wait. I was trying not to call out raids because we don't really talk about chat as much as possible.
I forgot what you possibly looking at.
But this is like a really bad time. This is a really, like the earlier it was okay. We could just keep talking. This
So unfortunately, Rams, I was asking some questions. So it's an educational stream at the moment.
But yeah, we're educational about the Omegaverse.
But I just genuine questions, so I don't know. So I wanted to ask. So yes, that's just as a heads up before you get,
yeah. So if that's not your cup of tea, just as a heads up that we are talking about pregnant men. That was what we were just talking about. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so sorry, but basically
the question like I thought they were usually paired like
yeah, it depends. Like so for example, I've seen stuff where it's like, oh, you have like a destined an alpha has a destined omega and omega has like a destined alpha and like they have to like get together. Like that's like one instance of like a Omegaverse like world building trope. Another one could be like, oh, alphas marry other alphas and can like have sex or like impregnate other alphas, but alphas but like omegas are like, so a lot of times Omegaverse tends to be like a weird commentary on society, which is like really silly to think about because it's like we're talking about sex here, but it usually is. And a lot of times the trope is that omegas are kind of oppressed and are looked down upon in society, whereas alphas are like revered in society. So there's a lot of like hierarchical stuff that happens where it's like, oh, you're an alpha, you can get hired wherever you want. Oh, you're an omega, good luck getting a job. Like that is a pretty common trope too. So a lot of times it's like omegas only exist to have sex with, and alphas like, you know, will marry other alphas because of the status, but then they might have sex with a bajillion omegas because that's what omegas deserve. You know, like it kind of just depends on the like the world building of it. So I didn't watch enough of Tadaima Okaeri to know, but I only watched the first episode, and in the first episode it kind of seemed also like, yeah, like that, you know, they're trying to hide the fact that he's an omega because of like the negative connotations. Also, did you notice, I don't know if you noticed this because this is a very Omegaverse specific thing, but if you look on the back of like the male wife, that guy, his neck.
Oh, the circle.
The circle. Do you know what that is? Oh, yeah. It's a bite.
Yeah,
did it talk about it in the anime?
No, they didn't talk about it. Yeah, I watched only 2 episodes, but that bite means that they're married, right? Or they're paired.
Yeah, it's like basically the alpha like marking the omega as their own, and like
can that go away?
It depends on the world building again. So
wait, so it's for life. But what if like you want a divorce?
I don't know. It just depends on the world building.
sorry.
Depending on whoever who's writing the story, like however they want to do it. Because the Omegaverse is not like a hard and set rule, right? It's kind of like isekai. Like every isekai has their own rules, right? Like yeah, every isekai has the idea that somebody is dying and then being reborn somewhere else. But the Omegaverse also, like whoever's writing it can kind of make up their own rules about how it operates and how the people in it operate with it. It doesn't, there's no like set in stone, like it has to be like this, right?
Oh, can girls be alphas?
Yeah, girls can be alphas.
Oh.
Girls can also be omegas.
Wait, I have a question. Wait, can an alpha girl get an omega boy pregnant?
I want to say no. I want to say no, but that is a good question. But again, I think it really is like up to interpretation. I've seen ones where like alphas can't get pregnant, period, for example. And then I've seen other ones where alphas can get pregnant. So I think it just depends on the world building in that as well.
Oh, so yeah. I got a question about that. Like, if they want alphas only to stay with alphas, then like I guess alpha girls can also get pregnant.
Yeah. Alpha girls usually can also get pregnant. It just kind of depends on like I've seen a lot of Omegaverse stuff, like straight Omegaverse stuff. I've seen a lot where like the guy is an alpha and his parents were both alphas, but then the MC girl is like FMC is like an omega, so now she feels like, you know, like burdened because his parents are alphas and he's like the CEO of a company, you know, like that typical girl.
That was my other question. Like, it runs in the family most times in stories?
Usually when I see it, alphas are born from alphas. I haven't seen anything where like an omega was born from an alpha. I've seen stuff where omegas are born from betas, for example.
Oh, I'm a beta.
Did you get beta in your test?
Remember?
I don't remember what you got. I don't remember everyone's results.
Yeah, I'm a beta. Yeah. I brag about it all the time. Like,
I don't know if that's something to brag about, Mita. You're like an NPC.
That's exactly it.
Oh my god, wait, speaking of which, I also saw your NPC videos.
Wait, which one? Oh no, stop! No, you guys are Korea. I was limited. Yes, I could only NPC a little bit in South Korea, but it was great.
It's actually incredible.
Yes. But yeah, so thank you for the educational part of that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But again, hashtag I lie, but this anime was just too boring for me. It was very, very boring. The baby, Hikari, I'm livid over this. I'm livid. There's no way a 1-year-old has the ability to respond and react in the way it did. And it made me so irritated. I'm like, make this kid at least like 2.5, 3, but there's no way he's like understanding a little bit what they're saying and responding correctly in the situation.
Right.
A real baby that's 1 would not react in the way it did. And I don't know, when that happens in anime, it makes me really like irritated.
Right.
Kind of like Gawk Babysitters. I love Gawk Babysitters. I love it to death. But the babies, like, they shouldn't be talking in those sentences or like understanding stuff when they're babies, like toddlers. Like, it depends what age, but nah. Little things like that made me like, and then of course it's boring overall.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I felt like it was generally just pretty boring overall for me too. Like, I'm all for social commentary, but I think using the Omegaverse as social commentary in this kind of setting is, one, like, so boring, and like every Omegaverse is like to a certain degree some sort of social commentary on society, and like it felt like too predictable in that aspect. And again, I just don't really like how force-fed I was. Like, oh my god, look at how cute the baby is. Oh my god, look at how in love we are. Like, okay, yeah, I get it, I guess. Like, I would like more actual substance in the series than just they're really in love with each other and their baby is really cute, you know?
Yeah, the episodes, I forced myself to watch one more episode. I watched the second episode. There was an introduction of another character, like a neighbor.
Oh, the one that like it was at the end of episode 1. The one like is it's like a kid. He like hates children or something.
Yeah, right. Because the vibe of like whatever, like whatever.
Yeah.
Antisocial, like he thankfully like it helped a little bit, but like I got through the episode because of him.
Right.
But I know he won't be there every single second, so it's gonna be rough. So I don't think I will continue the series. Unfortunately,
me neither.
It's boring. It's straight up boring.
Again, unfortunate because Rumi-chan and I were both looking forward to it quite a bit, and we are fans of BL and the Omegaverse. But it was a big pass for us. I would say that this gets like a 3 for me.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, solid 3.
Yeah.
The animation was also really bad.
Oh, I took a note of that too. I'm sorry. Yeah, the animation did not stand out in any way. It was so cheap.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it made me irritated. Because,
also the black-haired guy, the alpha, his voice acting was also horrible.
Oh, I took a note of this too. I hate his hairstyle. I hate it. I hate when like it's split in the middle. Like that's like
what do you mean you hate his hairstyle?
I told you about this before.
Completely different than what I said.
I have a hairstyle pet peeve. So that I'm just saying the alpha character in general, it just sucks. That's why you brought up the alpha. I'm bringing him up more. That's all I'm saying. I hate his haircut.
I'm making like an actual critical statement of like the quality of the series, and you're like, I hate his haircut.
Yeah, kill your producer. Who made that hairstyle? Like, what is that? Oh, I hate that.
My god. The voice actor for the baby and the blonde guy were I thought they were pretty good. I thought they did a good job. But the guy with the black hair, he sounded like he wasn't a voice actor. Like they got somebody on the production team to just go in the booth and say, like, if you go rewatch the first episode and listen to all of his lines, they're horrible. Every time he said something, it took me out. And the animation quality was just so fucking bad that it just took me out the entire time too. I think if like maybe the production quality was just so good, I could force myself to watch it. But I think because the production quality was also bad, I was like, there's just no way I'm watching this.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Cut the VOD. Not gonna touch it.
We're skipping that one. All right.
Yep.
Next one is... we're talking about Monster, which we have a pretty funny story about. So basically Mita has another story. But before we get into Mita's story, basically what happened today was I was looking at the list of spring 2024 anime, and I was like, what series should I like? I have a couple episodes I could watch before stream. What should I watch? And I saw Monster, and I literally messaged Mita. I was like, wait, have you seen Monster? And she was like, I have a story. And I was like, wait, save the story for stream. But also I was like, hey, it got a really good review on my anime list, and it's really rare to get that high of a review. It looks like it got like a 9.1. I gotta check it out. And then I watched 2 episodes, and I was like, there's no way this got a 9.1. And then I looked, and I was like, wait, it got a 6.1. I had misread the fucking number and thought that it had a 9.1. It did not have a 9.1. It was crazy.
I thought I was going crazy. I was like, no way, you like it. Stop. Shut up.
Well, I didn't say I liked it. I said that it had a really high rating.
Remember the high rating? I was like, no. I was livid. I was like, shut your mouth. No. Because of my personal experience of it. It was in Witch Academy. I don't remember what grade specifically. But it was on our shelf. And I was like, oh, manga. I love manga. I read every manga in the library. And so I picked it up. I was excited to read new manga. It was like 3 volumes worth. I was like, I grabbed them. Yeah, what did I just read? A child should not be reading this. It's just disgusting. It's just awkward. I hated it. But the thing is that it's funny because when I was a kid, you know, anime and manga weren't like as popular as it is now.
Right.
So like, I kind of felt like I had to. And my friend as well was thinking the same thing. Like, we have to finish the series. And I'm like, okay, yeah. We didn't, by the way. We just got as far as what the library had.
Yeah,
which was
sure,
like a couple volumes.
Yeah.
And it covered so many topics that were like beyond my like understanding and what I was comfortable with at that age.
Can you like give me an example?
Yeah, so like in the first volume, they immediately I had to kind of like think about it. I like talk to my friend about it, like what does this mean? But basically, as an orc or goblin, is it orc? Goblin?
Well, he's like
forgot what it's
both.
called.
Like he evolves into an orc, but he starts out as a goblin.
Goblin, yeah. So it's the first part. Basically, he goes into the storage to get some more tools for hunting, and there he sees in the storage room a bunch of like
Oh, the
naked
human
women.
woman. Yeah.
And in the anime, which I did watch like right last second before the stream, the anime is very censored and very fast paced. The manga is very slow and like really dwells on it and shows a lot more. Where they're like naked, they're like shaking. You see, they're like, and then he had this thought that wasn't in the anime. It was that. And the sad part is that one of these ladies are probably my mother. It's really sad. And the thing is that later on, he drops a potion bottle right in front of them. He says like, "Do you want to die?" And they can't even speak. You can see like the wrinkles on their mouth. You can see them struggling to speak, and like they're just out of it and dead and whatever. Not dead, but like not really there. And as soon as he left, he didn't say a word. The next morning, the elder found all of them dead. And
wait, that's so funny because that happens in the manga, but like my roommate and I had the same thing where we're like, that was so random. Like, why did they all just die?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Well, because they don't explain that. They just go like, they just killed themselves. And we were both like, well, that's random and weird. Because at least actually your explanation makes him sound actually a lot more like generous almost, because he's kind of putting them out of their misery, right? Like like he was helping them, but like in the anime it was like, it kind of felt like he was the bad guy, because it was like he held a memorial for them and you're like, wait, why didn't you just like fucking save them? Like, why are you holding a memorial when like you could have done something about this? So
it was very weird how the anime brushed over a lot of things that were shown in the manga. And again, it was very fast paced, whereas the manga really like dragged out the scenes. It really showed him like struggling to like, it wasn't enjoyable at all as a kid, because I was like, this dude is ugly. I want a hot buff man.
He's buff.
Well, at the start, as a goblin.
Oh, as a goblin? Oh, yeah, I guess not.
That was for a long time, like reading-wise. Like, that was a long time. I was like, what the freak?
Well, it sounds like it was a little bit more, like, better fleshed out in the manga, though. I mean, even though you didn't like it, I think, in terms of, like, the themes and stuff.
It's better in the manga.
Yeah, it sounds like they really, like, took it a little bit more seriously and had more interesting stuff in the manga. Definitely.
Yeah, I hated it so much. And then when I saw that it was getting an adaptation, I was like, am I in the Twilight Zone? Am I in the Twilight Zone? Hello? Yeah. So as soon as Senpai was like, let's watch it. It has good ratings. Before she realized.
Yeah, before I realized I got duped.
Yeah, I was livid. I said, how dare you bring that up to me? I felt like I had whiplash.
Yeah, trauma.
It was crazy the way you brought that up. I was like, no way.
Yeah, no, it's funny because, I mean, everything you mentioned that you didn't really like about the manga makes me actually want to read the manga, because a lot of those...
It's much better than the anime.
Well, because a lot of those topics are really interesting to me, and I think that really goes into the world building, or it kind of goes into, like, the psychology behind a lot of the stuff. Whereas in the anime, it just felt really, like, weird and random. Like, why do they have these women? I mean, they say that, like, oh, they can carry the goblin gene better, so that's why they have them make babies, and they showed a pregnant lady and all that stuff, but it didn't really go into it, and you don't really understand. And then there's that point where like the red hair lady is like starting to like, she's scared, so she like sleeps with him, and I was like, my roommate literally was like, oh my God, she has Stockholm syndrome. I was like, oh my God, you're right. She's literally getting Stockholm syndrome, because he doesn't seem like, he seems like a nice guy to goblins, but he doesn't really seem like an actual, like, I don't know, nice person. Like, it was very like weird. I feel like in general, it really hit all the stuff we were talking about earlier that I don't like about isekai. It has like, yeah, he's really overpowered. It's like another, I don't know why absorption / consuming things is like such a big isekai trope now, but like, I kill somebody and eat them and then get their powers.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of enjoyed to a degree. Yes.
Yeah, like the gluttony, berserk gluttony or whatever, that one that we watched. That one had that too, didn't it? And technically Rimuru also had that. It was like, like you eat stuff and then you get their powers, and I was just like, okay, it's like pretty standard fare, and felt like it was just doing the motions, right?
Right. And again, I do recommend reading the manga because, like, now that we're older, I could say that his character development and his character thought process is much more, written out. And in the anime, which it really is strange, it never mentioned his past life like that. Like,
it only had like that one bit. It said it once, and it was like, I used to be able to absorb stuff in my past, but not anymore. And then you're like, I guess now he can eat it.
Right, and like in the anime, they did a couple cuts, which I was like surprised by because I never knew of it. Again, it was a long time ago, but some parts did leave big impressions on me. Like, wait, how far did you get into the anime?
I watched 2 episodes, so he just turned into the guy that's in this poster.
Okay, so I won't say another thing that happened, but I was just like mortified.
It was very gory. I was pretty surprised at how gory it was.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like bones breaking, and you saw the bones breaking. There's a lot of blood, a lot of ripping into like just flesh and stuff like that I was pretty surprised by for anime.
Which, like, I don't freak out about, but I don't know. I don't know. Again,
I feel like like in the manga or in the anime, I think another thing that really peeved me about this series in particular, he narrates everything. Like, it was even the second episode in, it was like no one's talking or doing anything. It's just him narrating everything all the time, and it was just like completely boring. I felt like there was a lot also, like, it felt less like Rimuru, where like in Rimuru it's like, like we don't know like what the stakes are, like, there are stakes though, but like there are these like things that happen and we're trying to create a society. This one, it was like it just didn't feel like there were any stakes ever, and it was just like, I don't know why anything's happening. I guess he's just like surviving and stuff, or like what is his goal? Like, I don't know, just to be strong. He just wants to eat stuff, I guess. Like it just didn't really feel, and maybe that's better in the manga or in the web novel, but in the anime it just felt really dry in all of those aspects for all those different reasons too.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty dry in the manga too. But yeah, the manga would help to digest it a little bit better, for sure.
Yeah, like, again, the things that you mentioned, I think, bring up a lot of more interesting subjects that would make the world building kind of interesting, I think, and probably would flesh it out a lot more than what the anime did. Also, the animation quality was like really just whatever as well. It was very standard fare. Yeah, it was not good. It was not as bad as Okaeri Tadaima, but it was still not great.
Right. The thing is that, like, I think my expectations keep going higher as more anime is produced.
Definitely.
Like, I know what the bare minimum can be. I know what it can be, but you guys refuse to. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I would give this one also personally, I would say it's a 5 out of 10. I would normally rate it lower, but I think given all of the other trash isekai I've seen, it's definitely not the worst that I've seen. And I do think that it again, it's just like the 7th Prince reincarnation one, where if someone told me this was their favorite anime of all time and they wanted me to watch through it, like, I could find ways to enjoy it, and I think I could sit through all 12 episodes without too much of a problem. So, give it a 5.
Yeah, just from what I know from the manga, which I'm trying not to, in the first episode of the anime is definitely nothing I will touch with a 5-foot pole or anything. But yeah, again, comparing it to other isekais, but then I haven't. It's kind of hard to compare. Just to be fair, I would say a solid 2.
Yeah, definitely not your cup of tea, so I can get that. All right, next one is our last one for today. It is Seiyuu Radio, which is like, it's funny because before I'd even heard of this show, one of that image that you sent me, the visual novel one, that was one of the like inspiration images that I used for our starting screen. That was one of the images that I had sent to the artist for our starting screen.
That's so funny. That's so cool. Oh.
Yeah, so it's kind of all coming in full circle here.
Oh my gosh, it's literally us.
It is us.
Oh my god.
Did you watch this one?
Yes, I watched 2 episodes of it.
Okay. I think I also watched 2 episodes of this one. I was hyped up on the series. Same with Okaeri Tadaima. I was hyped up on the series from Twitter because I had seen a Twitter post that was like, oh, it's like a Yuri series where they're like seiyus, but they actually hate each other and they go to school together. And then like, but they have to do this radio show together. And I was like, wow, that premise sounds so fun and like so funny. And I love me a good enemies to lover Yuri, yeah. And I was really excited, but I didn't love the first 2 episodes. I think it has a lot of potential though. So it's one of those things where like I do think it needs more episodes before I can make a full judgment on it. But it did feel it fell a little bit short, and maybe it's just because my expectations were so high and I just got so hyped from it. So I don't know. What did you think about it?
Yeah, no, because you're so right. Because I did see like one singular trailer about it, and I didn't think much about it. I was like, oh, cute. But I think the first episode, I just kept thinking that the blue hair girl, her design was so cute, but she's so irritating.
Yeah.
I think I felt pretty irritated by her character, but episode 2, she warmed up to me. She did. She did most definitely. I think again the whole dynamic of them having like almost double lives is just very, very fun to play with.
Yeah.
And the design's beautiful. But yeah, I don't know what to say. My notes are the shortest for this one because I think it kind of feels like a nothing burger at the moment.
No, I get that. I think I feel pretty similarly to that. Like I really wanted to like it a lot because it has everything that I like in it, but it felt really a lot more lacking than I had hoped for. And I think like there's so much they could do that it felt like they just didn't do, that I was like, come on, like there's so much content here. There's so much meat here that you could uncover. There's so much you could go through, but it felt a little too like for example, when the girl like tripped the other girl, the Gyaru girl tripped the blue-haired girl.
Yeah, they could have been a different way. I'm not going
to That was like so weird. I was like, I don't understand that.
Because like even like I would say it'd be kind of goofy in like a best friend kind of context, but if someone like that I wasn't a fan of did that to me, oh my god, I would be upset. I would be like, guys, I have to get going, I apologize, and I would just leave. I'd be so mad.
Well, it's like funny because so one of my other friends, she really loves Yuri series, and I had told her about the series when I had seen the trailer too, and she was really excited about it, and she watched it and she was like, yeah, I didn't really get it. Like, it didn't really, like, click for me. And I was talking to Rumi-chan about it, and I think Rumi-chan was saying, like, oh, I think it's because she doesn't really understand, like, the concept of, like, Seiyuu, because that friend is a little bit more normie, right? But, like, okay. Rumi-chan and I thought it was funny because it felt very much like VTubers. Like, a lot of the VTuber drama, like, that's why I feel like there's so much meat that they could have had. It's essentially VTubers. Right. It's like if you had, if you were in a gen with somebody that you, like, fucking hated, you know, like, but you had to show up and do group collabs and perform. Like, that's exactly the dynamic that this is. But then eventually you end up liking each other. That's, like, such a good premise. There's so much to explore. And it just felt like this didn't even,
they dropped the ball.
They really did. Like, there was just so, like, it was, like you said, a nothing burger. Like, it felt so, I don't know.
It could have been so much more.
It could have been so much more. I think that's what it is. And I don't think it's a bad series on its own. I think it's just because I feel like it could have been everything, you know? And I feel just slightly disappointed that it didn't really hit that for me.
And I'm sorry, how many episodes did you watch again?
I watched 2 as well.
Oh, you as well.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna spoil. You're not gonna spoil.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
What my thought process was like, oh, you know, it would be really funny if they revealed like at the end, like, oh, the blue hair girl is actually a big fan of the Garu girl. Like, that'd be really funny. Like, they go into her room and like her whole like walls are like, full of her. Something that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Or something like what else? I had another idea that could have made it a little bit like more interesting, but that's the thing. I shouldn't be thinking that. It's kind of sucks.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of ways the 2 episodes could have been script doctored to be like just so much more funny. And I think the potential is what really gets me here and makes me sad about it, right?
That's like a really good plot, but you did nothing with the plot. Hello. Yeah.
And I also was like not sure, like I don't know, because I obviously haven't seen the source material. I don't know how Yuri it's actually gonna get. Like if it's gonna be more like implied, or if it's gonna be like, oh no, they're actually like in love with each other and they're gonna date at the end, you know?
Which I would have that question in the back of my head because I didn't look it up. Like I don't know if it's like labeled as like shoujo ai.
Right.
I just like
I didn't look
to
it up
watch
either.
But it would be really cute. It'd be really cute. I like the what's it called? Yeah, enemies to lovers, like you said. I like that dynamic. So I'll eat that up. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But if they do it right,
which
I
so far it's not looking.
Around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like. Maybe I'll catch a glimpse of a clip or something, but I'm not gonna be sticking around. I don't think I got some good shows to keep watch of.
You have a big backlog right now. POPPY. Yeah, I think like for me too, like again, really wanted this one to be the one for me this season, but if I have time maybe, or if I hear good things about it later, maybe I'll go back to it, but if I don't, I'm just probably gonna leave it unfinished.
Yeah. So I say solid but 4, because I could say 5. Like I thought nothing about it, but 4 as in like it could have been so much more. It's not groundbreaking, you know.
I would give it a 5 for me. I think it's definitely better than the other stuff. Actually, I'd even give it a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6 because I think I've given some shitty stuff 5, so I'm gonna give this one a 6. I enjoyed it more than the other stuff. It's just not like good enough for me to continue watching. So yeah, it's definitely fine. It's okay as it is, but I'm not upset with it. But nothing interesting. That being said, speaking of Yuri, there are 2 series that I didn't get a chance to watch that I did want to watch. So one of the series was Whisper Me a Love Song, which is a Yuri series that I heard was really good. I heard the manga is really good, so I will be watching that eventually one of these days. I don't know if you've heard of it at all.
I haven't. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm really excited to try that.
I think it's like a banned Yuri series. So
I love.
Imagine like Given, but like girls. What you're talking about. Yeah,
Isn't that that trailer that was going around? Like I think they're on like a rooftop or
something. Yes. That is that one.
I saw the animation on that trailer and I'm like, that's really good. I want to watch that. So
Right. Yeah, that's the one of the ones. And then the other one is Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night. I heard it was good. It gives me K-On! Vibes. It gives me like if Vivid Bad Squad was like an anime except they were all girls. Like, you know, it has good vibes and I'm really liking the art style a lot, but I don't know where the fuck to watch it. I think it's High Dive and I don't have High Dive, so I gotta
I got High Dive for Oshinoko and then immediately took back my membership. I said that's it.
Right. Yeah. I think what was it on? There was something else on High Dive recently that I was like, oh shoot, like I need to get High Dive to watch this, and then I canceled the thing. Oh, Girls Band Cry is okay. I also heard about that one, but is that one supposed to be? I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be like a continuation of something else. Wait, let me see if it's on the list here.
And while you're doing that, I was trying to pull up the summer 2024 anime so that we could talk about that at last second, which is gonna be really good.
Oh, it's an original thing? Okay, I'm definitely gonna add that to my list too. Okay, I'll definitely add that to my list, and then we're gonna look at summer 2024 really quick. We are coming up at 2 hours, but that's okay. We'll look at the summer 2024 list and see what we're excited about.
I have one immediately that I want to talk about, and I'm pretty sure everybody has seen the meme go around. But I want to watch Shika Noko 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 Koshi Tantan.
Shika Noko 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 Koshi Tantan.
It's basically my dear friend Noko-tan, and you saw that dancing basically
deer.
the girl's like dancing like this, and the deer's just like staring like that. I'm really interested because it looks very funny.
I'm worried because I think that it goes into the absurdist humor that is a little bit not my alley. So for example, the other one that I was recommended a long time ago, oh shoot, what is it called? It's like the one where there's like a bunch of girls in a classroom and there's like one girl who's like foreign. You know what I'm talking about? It's like 3 words or something. They're like English words, I think.
No, I'm
sorry. Asobi. Yeah. Asobi. Yeah. I love
the anime. I love the anime.
That one didn't really click for me. And yeah, I know. And I think it's just like a type of humor that it's like absurdist humor, and I think that's just not really my personal cup of tea.
Okay. It makes sense.
Yeah. Like, for example, I also didn't like what's the one that has Pop Team Epic? No, is it Pop Team Epic? Yeah, Pop Team Epic. Yeah, that was also really absurdist, and I don't like love that. I think Pop Team Epic I only enjoyed because I really liked all the voice actor cameos, and I thought that was funny.
That was
but
fun.
Otherwise, yeah, not a huge fan. But it has like a similar humor vibe to it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right? Don't you think so? Don't you think that the Shika Noko Noko Koshitantan seems similar?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I do feel the same vibes. I do. But then again, I have a big love for Asobi Asobase, so I really am looking forward to it.
Yeah, I can see that.
I wasn't crazy about Pop Team Epic, but it pretty similar too. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Did you have a series that you saw in here that you're like, looks interesting?
One of my favorite series ever, period. I did not know I was getting an anime until right now. And I'm kind of worried because I want it to be good, but I'm always so scared of anime adaptations, you know?
Oh, 100%. What is it?
It is called Senpai wa Otokonoko. Senpai is an otokonoko. Like, senpai is a boy. Basically,
I see it on here.
You don't see it? It's like on the. It's,
no, I see it.
Yeah, it's like it's a romance, but it's about a quote unquote femboy. It talks a lot about like gender. It talks a lot about like emotions. It talks about love. It talks about like, I don't know. It's a it has a lot of like what do you call it? Bi vibes. I don't know how else to explain it. But it's kind of like how a lot of villainous series nowadays have like really intense bi vibes, and that's really the only way I know how to describe it, because it's essentially like, do I like girls or do I like guys? I think I like both. It has a lot of like exploration of gender and sexuality and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's a lot of that kind of psychological stuff that I really like. I really like to look into, like, you know, what makes people tick, what makes people fall in love. And I think it addresses a lot of that stuff and a lot of serious stuff, not just sexuality and gender. It talks a lot about like family stuff as well, that you know, I don't know how to say it. Like, kind of, it's like very deep. It's like very deep, but in like a really lighthearted way. And I really like that about it. It feels like it does a really good job addressing these really heavy topics in a way that's really relatable. And I really, really relate a lot to the main character, because a lot of her, now I'm going to like a deep analysis of the series, but
I'm interested.
But the main character, her entire thing is that like, or her entire like big dilemma is she feels like she doesn't know what she wants. Like, everyone else knows what they like and what they want, who they like, why they like something. Everyone has a favorite color, a favorite animal, but like, she feels like she doesn't have that, and she feels like a loss of identity because of that. And she doesn't, like, her entire life, all she's trying to do is like make everybody else happy. So when she's asked like what she wants, it's like she doesn't know, and she feels like a loss of self because of that. And it's a lot of exploration of that, which, you know, again, we're getting really like deep, but that's kind of shit that I like. So
Oh, heck yeah. Oh my gosh.
exploration of self. Yeah, that's
Oh, I'll definitely put a mark on that one.
yeah.
Oh.
I really hope the anime is good. The manga's
Wait.
not that far though. I'm caught up, but
Oh,
feels like it's not that far. Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. Well, I hope you like
Wow.
it.
I'm interested. I am. Whoa.
I'm looking at the other ones. I think right now the only one that like calls out to me otherwise is the magical girl and evil lieutenant one.
Yeah, I was looking at that one too. Where it looks like they're gonna be enemies to lovers.
Yeah, but the art looks
So-
really good and it's Studio Bones, and I love Maho
so
Shoujo.
beautiful.
So
Yeah, the art style kind of reminds me of that anime called like Beelzebubs. I forget what it's called, but it's like a
Ooh.
Beelzebubs is a little cute girl.
oh no, I haven't seen that
With
one.
blonde hair. Yeah, it's really really cute and fluffy. It's
Oh.
really good. It's really good. Yeah, that one looks really interesting. I'm kind of worried about this other anime I see on this list.
Which one?
But part of me, okay, part of me wants to watch it just
That's
to
like
see.
morbid curiosity.
Yeah, plus size elf.
What?
Cute.
Where is?
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. Oh my god.
I'm
No
looking at that
fucking
picture.
way. No, but it's etchy. You can't watch it.
Oh, it is. Oh,
Yeah, it says etchy.
I was looking at her tummy this whole time. I'm like, I was like,
Everyone's saying it's peak. It's classic.
it's peak. Oh my god, maybe I have to for the
It's
podcast.
very etchy. Well, maybe we could do another watch along.
Oh god, yeah.
Do another watch
Hopefully
along.
YouTube doesn't take it down. Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
there is a VTuber series. Did you see that?
Eh?
It's like right above that one on the left.
Really?
VTuber
Above that
Legend:
one?
How I Went Viral. I think you've seen the trailer for that one,
yeah.
right?
Maybe I have, but I don't remember. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so that'll be a fun one to watch too, because
wait,
the
I think I
trailer
saw
went
the trailer,
viral. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, it took me a second. Yes, that's so cool.
But it looks like there's just like a lot of series to look forward to in summer, which is funny because usually I feel like summer is like the worst season.
Yeah, not gonna lie, most definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. But yeah, I am looking forward to that. I think there's a lot of spring anime that I still want to watch. If I recall, they adapted one of my top manga.
Oh yeah.
Not a top manga, but a very highly recommended manga. It's like a Yakuzura family. I forgot how to say it.
I don't think I know that one.
I'll just send it to you later. Once
Okay,
I find
yeah.
it. But yeah.
But
I
also,
don't
it
think-
looks like they have a Mazinger Z like remake-ish thing too, like a spin-off called Grandizer's You. Grandizer You.
Oh, let me see. Let me scroll. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I can't find it.
Also, I can't believe there's like a new Muscle Man anniversary.
Muscle.
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 What is his name in English? You know the muscle guy.
Muscle guy.
They had him on like 4Kids.
Muscle guy.
They had like a 4Kids version. What were they called? Someone help me out
What?
here. Muscle.
Kata.
Yeah, Kinnikuman, but what was the English title of that? Ultimate Muscle. There we go.
Hmm?
Ultimate Muscle. You never watched Ultimate Muscle?
I don't think so.
Oh. Yeah, it was Ultimate Muscle was it was 4Kids show back in the day. But it looks like they're having a 40th anniversary.
Oh, wow. Holy moly. That's so nice. Aw. Well, yeah, I haven't. What the heck? Oh, something I'm looking forward to is season 3 of Kimi ni Todoke.
Oh, I haven't seen Kimi no Todoke.
What? Huh?
Yeah,
Huh?
but I'm not
Huh?
like really a huge fan of like shoujo series, so I usually tend to avoid them.
Hey, but that's
Yeah.
like
I
like
know
a
that one's like
2000s classic.
I know that one's like the
Mm.
one, but like for example, Fruits Basket I never finished either.
Right. Which
Yeah.
right. Mm-mm. But what was it? I want to continue Shy. I didn't get the chance to continue yet, but I
Oh,
really
me
enjoyed Shy.
too. Oh,
Yeah,
me
right.
too. I
Season
forgot
2's
about Shy.
right, same. But like, I enjoyed it. I don't
I
know
actually
what
really
happened.
liked Shy as well. It's crazy because there's certain series that I feel like just really fly under the radar. Like nobody in the West at least watches it, and so I just don't see
Right.
any information about it on Twitter, and then I forget that it exists. Like Bravern, nobody watched it in the West. It's so good. It's like peak
Yeah,
comedy, and
it's so cute.
I love the anime so much, but like I just never heard anybody talking about it. Shy as well. Like when I watched that, I was actually blown away because I was like, wait, this is so good, but nobody was talking
Right.
about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's
And
funny
Shy
'cause,
was
like,
from a couple seasons ago, right?
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely gonna cover that. I mean, gonna cover catch up.
Yeah, me too. That's definitely on my.
Mm-mm.
I actually saw like something about Shy recently. I don't know if it's like a season 2 or some. There was some sort of announcement. I did see it, and I was like, oh, I remember Shy, but like I think it didn't get a lot of traction because people didn't like know what it was.
Oh, okay. Huh. You know, man, we gotta hop on. But oh, we have so many series to hop on. Oh my
I
gosh.
know there's just too many.
Oh man, Shy, don't worry. I'll eventually get to you. I will.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thanks for reminding me about that. I forgot about that. But I definitely want to catch
yeah.
the other anime that I mentioned earlier, Jellyfish and what was the other one? Whisper Me a Love Song before the season like completely ends, you know?
Right. Agreed. I totally
Because
agree.
it gets so hard to keep up with everything.
You're right. Once it's left behind, then it's like, oh
Yeah.
god,
It's like
another
it.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, I say this season was half. It really was half for me.
Yeah, well, what would you give this overall season rating?
Because it was half,
Mm-hmm.
but the ones that were good were pretty solid 8s and like 9s and 7s.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would say this is a solid 7 season.
Yeah.
Solid 7.5. Yeah.
Let me look at my list again. I think for me it's probably gonna be lower. I would say that this is probably closer to like a 5 season.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like there's some things I could watch and some things I, could skip, and I think I wouldn't have felt like I missed out too much if I hadn't watched anything this season, for example.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah,
So, like,
Jisan Tobasan. Did you watch that one at all? We didn't talk
no, but
about it.
I did see clips about it. I did.
I read the manga, so I kind of didn't feel the need to read the anime. I read the manga, so I didn't feel the need to watch the anime, because it's pretty straightforward. So I was like, I don't really need to see the same thing over again, but animated.
It seemed like pretty funny, the premise and everything. But it's kind of just like a little predictable. Like I haven't started it at all, but I just kind of felt like,
I also personally, and there are exceptions to this, don't get me wrong, like I fucking love Nishijo and Azumanga like a lot, and
Right.
but in general, like the 4 manga, usually personally I don't like it when they translate it into anime.
Yeah, in anime form, it's really difficult because it really like they either drag out jokes or it's not cut really nicely. So
Right.
yeah, I like 4 manga as the manga 100%.
Wait, I have to kill a bug. Give me a second. Keep talking. I'm killing a bug.
But yeah, but as a manga style is definitely a one that it holds dear to my heart. Oh my gosh, I think the author's always really great, like with Yotsuba. Yotsubeto.
Oh yeah, Lucky Star was also really good. Was Lucky Star a 4? Maybe it was.
I'm trying to remember. I believe so. Yeah, yeah, I believe so. Wasn't it?
No, I don't. Sometimes like I don't remember if like the certain mangas are 4 or
Right.
not. So, like I don't know if like Coco's like the late daily life of high school boy, was that even a manga? Like I don't even know.
Yeah, there's some that I don't. It kind of mixes up in my brain. I'm
Right.
not gonna lie.
But I mean, I think there's like, for example, I think that one pulls it off really well. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think in general,
Right.
especially when they're more slice of lifey, because Ji-san to Ba-san is like not even super comedy-y. It's a little bit more like chill slice of life, which I like. I like it, and I'm caught up on the manga for that reason. But I just don't really like. Don't know if I need that in anime form, I guess.
Right.
But I hope it's good. I hope other people are consuming it because I really enjoyed the manga. No, the bug that I killed, by the way, is for anyone curious, people who are keeping up with my bug journey. It's
you got bugs all over your place, bro.
Yeah, I know. Now we have gnats, and I saw the queen.
Oh, I hate gnats.
It's like a queen gnat. It's like they're a little bit bigger than gnats. They're like flying ants, I guess. So I saw the queen, and I thought if I missed my chance to kill it now, that they would continue to reproduce. So I just killed it. Yeah.
Oh, stop.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a roach. If it was a roach, you would not hear me. I would just be gone. Suddenly I would disappear, and Mita would be like, what the heck happened? And then you would just hear me screaming in the background, and then you would hear a flamethrower, and then you would hear like the house just going up in flames. And
beep,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what you would hear.
Oh God.
Next she's gonna find termites. Okay, don't tempt fate, because I'm pretty certain that this place already has termites.
That would be crazy.
Actually, what if these are termites? No way, right? Maybe it is a no, because the other guys just look like gnats. Because the queen looks like a termite, but the other guys look like gnats, so I think it's fine.
Oh my gosh, I'm disturbed for you, dog.
Bugs. I hate them.
Bugs.
Anyway.
Oh my gosh, but yeah.
Yeah, anime.
Anime, heck yeah.
Anime.
Oh my gosh. I really am looking forward to the next season. There's a lot of anime that I don't know about like much, so I love to be surprised. I love to be.
No, the lineup looks so good. So
yeah, I think in 2024 it's a pretty solid year. I'm not gonna lie, pretty solid. Yeah.
There's still so much isekai though.
Yeah, I don't think that'll end until like a couple more years later. I think they really need to bring it out, because like. There's always an author out there thinking, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna put my little spice on it. I'm gonna be different.
I just feel like every isekai has been so far. I feel like I haven't seen anything too different. Even the villainous stuff, I haven't seen anything too different. I think the last thing that I saw that felt different was the seventh time loop. That was like
yeah, I did continue that in the end. I was like, never mind.
That one was probably the one that I was like, oh, this one feels kind of different. But ultimately, it ended up being the same, too, even though it started a little differently.
And I wasn't a big fan of the main guy character. He wasn't very like, yeah, to me. I was like, all right, but pack it up. Get going. Bye. You know?
One of my friends, she like freaking loved that. I want to see, you know what I want to see more? Okay, this is a good question. What do you want to see more of? I think for me personally, what I want to see more of is not isekai, but just like magic, like fantasy stuff. I feel like we haven't really seen a lot of that. Like for example, Black Clover or Mashal kind of fell into those categories, and Free Run did as well. I kind of just want more fantasy genre that isn't isekai, and that isn't RPG, and that isn't shonen. Like I kind of want a more free run-y type stuff, or even dungeon meshi was another one that's like, you know,
which I adore. I ended up adoring it more than I ever thought I would. Oh my god.
You know what I do also want more of? I want more MMO that is, I know everyone hates Sword Art, but like that is kind of like Sword Art, or like dot hack, where we deal more about like both in and outside of the RPG. I feel like
I see.
Shangri-La Frontier was almost that, but it was almost too much, like too into the series, right? Like we really rarely saw a lot of the interaction outside, and maybe it gets there later, but that was my personal gripe about it.
Gotcha. I think a type of anime that I really want to see more of. I've always been a sucker for it. Just anything with yokai involved. Like it could be Natsume Ujincho. Kind of like Holic from Clamp. It's
Right,
not really yokai,
right.
but more so like the supernatural, the mysterious things. Like,
Right.
I love supernatural stuff in that sense.
Mhm,
Where,
mhm.
yeah. And, yeah. I think that's the kind of thing I just really adore. Yeah. I want more yokai anime. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I there hasn't been any too recently. How do you are
Right?
you like a fan of, like, for example, I know Demon Slayer is not quite that, but like
Hmm.
in general?
I like Demon Slayer. I like, I read the whole series in like
Mhm.
one go and watched the anime, that movie. But I wouldn't say it's like any near not. Yeah, not. I wouldn't count Demon Slayer as one of the
Yokai.
supernatural ones I wanted to see. I think it more so more. How to explain?
I
Um,
mean, Demon Slayer is essentially just a
hmm.
vampire series, so
Yeah, it kind of feels that way. Yeah, more.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like what's this one that I adored? It was like the House of Momoki and something like that. It was really
Oh, I
good.
don't know.
I don't remember the title, but I adored it. The ending in the manga was
Um,
horrifying.
did you end up continuing what was that one with that one anime that we talked about on stream that had like the girl with her head in like a cage?
I didn't continue it. I forgot about that. Oh my
Oh
gosh,
yeah.
I like genuinely just forgot about it. But
Yeah, I
I
mean,
liked it.
is
I
that
think that'll be up my alley.
undead murder farce or something? I think that's
I
what it
don't
is.
remember. But yeah, that was up my alley. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my gosh,
It was
I
kind
did
of
forget.
mystery-y a
Yeah,
bit.
mystery is not bad. I like mystery. But yeah, supernatural definitely something
Hmm.
I've been missing, been craving. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well, hopefully, something in summer will
Please.
kind of surprise us, right?
Right,
And
right,
maybe, sometimes you see the titles and like you'll see the synopsis and it really doesn't actually tell you anything about the series.
right.
And then
Oh
you
my
watch it and you're like,
gosh.
oh shit, I would have really liked it if I had actually known what this was, or on the
Mm-mm-mm.
opposite where you're like, oh, like I thought I would like this, but it turned out to be trash. So I'm looking forward to
Mm-mm.
summer season and seeing what we come out with, and also looking forward to the
Yeah.
next episode where we talk about, what we're actually still watching and what we're
Yes.
dropping.
Oh my gosh, yes, we're back at it, baby. More toys in the
Yeah,
pod.
more tubes in a
Ooh, more toys
pod.
in the pod. Woo! And
Yeah.
let's be honest, with Senpai's opinions, it might be one we've in pod soon because I gave her the side eye a couple times during this episode. I was
Always
like,
has been,
okay.
question mark.
Oh my gosh, stop. Oh
Wait.
gosh.
But yeah, thank you
Mm.
guys for your patience. I
Mm-mm.
know we haven't had an episode in a hot second, but things have just been a little bit rocky. So hopefully we'll be a little bit more regular soon.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes. What was it? I love man boobs. What was it?
What?
I love what was my saying?
I love muscle.
Was it just muscle?
Yes, not man boobs.
I love muscles.
I
Wait,
love
no.
maidens. That was what it was.
Okay, sorry, rewind.
And
Okay. I love muscles.
I love maidens. And this has been Two Weebs
Two
in a
Weebs in a
Pod.
Pod.
Yay. Thank you everyone
Yay.
again. Yeah, and write a comment down below. This is your time to shine. If you agreed, disagreed, if you had any favorite series, what was your favorite series this season for spring 2024? And what are you looking forward to the most in summer? We'd love to hear, and we'd love to hear about it. I think eventually we kind of want to do like user submitted questions and stuff too, but we'll have
Oh
to
yeah.
figure that out.
Yeah, most definitely. And yeah, on Twitter, if you guys have any fan art or fan clips or anything of the sort, please do hashtag twos in the pod so we can see it and share
Yeah.
it. We would love to see it. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Muscles.